So I'm here at Adobe Max 2011, Southern California, specifically Los Angeles, with Janine Warner, author, web designer, digitalfamily.com, the author of Dreamweaver, CS5 for Dummies, website for dummies, mobile web design for dummies. Good afternoon, Janine, and thanks for agreeing to the interview.
It's a pleasure to be here with you.
We sat in on the session today. Kevin Lynch, CTO for Adobe. Can you give a summary? What were some of the walkaway for web professionals from that creative juice?
Well, I'm very passionate about the touch screen right now and obviously mobile web design. So there is no question Adobe gets it, and they are moving headlong into the touch screen, the mobile world, and helping all of us design for all of these devices.
What's some of the walkaway for web professionals? How will web professionals benefit from the touch screen?
Well, one of the exciting new tools they just announced is called Proto, and it allows you to actually create wireframes on a touch screen. This is pretty cool because not only is it very visual, it's something you can sit down next to your client and draw out the site. And it is such an amazing touchscreen application that if you drag 4 fingers down the screen, it creates a little menu with 4 menu tabs. And if you draw a little box, it creates a div for your banner across the top. It's hot.
I agree, 100%. Well said. So here's a question for you. So today, a big part of the keynote covered digital publishing. What are your thoughts? How will the enterprise benefit? How will publishers benefit from all of this great stuff?
Well, it's funny. I was talking to a friend last night who used to work for Peach Pit Publishing, and she was talking about how when she left, in addition to the print version of a book, they had to create 8 other versions. And by the time she left, there were 10 other versions. And I think there is an enormous workflow challenge at the enterprise level today of how you design for all of these devices. And part of why HTML5 gets so much attention is because it's device agnostic. You can create, if you do it right, you can create an HTML5 CSS3 site that adapts to all these different devices. But if you're creating native apps for the iTunes App Store, the Android App Store, and then there's going to be Windows down the line, that is a very challenging workflow. And if you're producing books for all these different EPUB and all the other versions, that's a very challenging workflow. And again, today I think Adobe really took a big step towards saying, we get that pain point, we understand it, and we're really trying to help you with it.
One last question for you. Jobs. Will this equate to jobs?
Yes and no, actually. I was looking at Prototype and worrying a little bit about my wireframe friends, if you've specialized in omnigraphal or one of those. No, in fairness, I think the Proto is a wimpy version of a prototype tool, and it's a first version still in beta, so we can't fully judge it. But I do think creatives in general, and I spoke to an audience of interactive designers recently about the future of their business. And I said the greatest thing to ever happen to you is the touchscreen, because we need more animation, more graphics, more multimedia than ever before. It's a great time to be in this business.
Where would we go to get more information about you?
Well, you can always learn more about me, my books, my videos, and even find free tutorials on my website at digitalfamily.com.
Janine, thank you for your perspective and for your time today.
My pleasure.